The shortening of the telomeres. Scientists have now figured out that the aging process is simply a shortening of the telomeres, telomeres, at the end of our chromosomes. They shrink over time, right? And other things like depression, smoking cigarettes, drinking, any kind of abusive behavior of the body, anything that knocks the body out of homeostasis, which is balance. Everything is about balance, the key to life. One of the major keys, I would arguably say the major key, top three easy, Mount Rushmore of major keys to life is balance. So anyway, these scientists are figuring out how to stop cells from dividing over time. Telomeres shorten and eventually cell division stops. And this is the protective covering over the chromosome. So now that we're figuring out how to slow that process, some biochemically with pharmaceuticals, I'm sure in the near future, in the next 30 years, let's maybe say 50, and I'm guessing here, but definitely in this lifetime, pharmaceuticals produced and distributed on a major scale, at least to the elite, for sure, if they don't have it already. See, they have everything that they give us 20 years later. These phones that we're on right now, they had this technology, and using it in in ways that power structures use the most current and recent technological advances way before it's ever released to the public. Okay? But they're working on it. And so, but we already know things that naturally slow the shortening, that naturally slow the shortening of the telomeres. For instance, don't smoke, don't drink, don't abuse things, right? A plant-based diet, alkaline water, exercise, sleep, right? Again, homeostasis or balance, major key. Now, it's basically everything, the things that we know naturally that aren't going to come from pharmaceutical companies, the things that we know naturally slow down the shortening of the telomeres. Food. It's everything your grandma told you when you were a kid. She says, eat your fruit and vegetables. And you say, Grandma, why? I don't like vegetables. They taste nasty. I don't like broccoli. It's not where's the fish sticks, Grandma? No, eat the broccoli. Why? She doesn't go into the fucking shortening of the telomeres. She doesn't tell you about biochemistry. She says, because they're good for you. Right? And it's funny when people stop me on the street, because I carry a big jug of water with lemon and fruit in it. A huge gallon of it with frost coming off of it from being in the freezer. And all you health nutritionists, I know I'm supposed to drink it room temperature. I don't follow all the rules. I make my own rules as I go, and I like cold water. And I don't mean make my rules as I go without information. After I gain the information, the knowledge, then I apply it to my life in my way. I like cold water, so I'm drinking cold water. Sue me. Now, Grandma says because it's good for you. And when people stop me on the street and they may say, what's in your water? And I may say, fresh lemon, strawberry, fresh raspberries, and celery. Celery and raspberry? Yeah, celery and raspberries. Well, what does that do? I already know when that person asks me, well, what does that do? They don't want to hear about no motherfucking telomeres. They're just crossing me in the hallway at work or something. They're I don't even have time to break down the telomeres to them. So what I started, because I started to do that when people would ask me, oh, well, alkaline water and pH balance and, just above pH is going to be healthier for you. And that's why you want the alkaline water. I stopped all that shit. Somebody asks me that shit now. I say, well, what's in that? And I tell them, well, what does that all do? I just say, it's good for you. Check it out. Go home and do your own research. But the slowing down of the telomeres is how we lengthen life. So here's a major key that I want to talk about. Intermittent fasting. Right? 24 hours in a day. Fast for 16 of them. Right? Give you another 8 to eat. When you fast for 16 hours, you allow the body to go into that stage where your cells can begin to regenerate because they're not dealing with all the food that you're shoveling down your mouth 24 hours a day. And I struggle with certain elements of the food game myself. I eat a ton of health food, but when I say a ton, damn it, I mean a ton. So you're going to want to start to think about intermittent fasting for 16 hours because the digestive system is a system that is perpetually running in our body, just like our heart. Your heart doesn't get a day off. If your heart takes a fucking day off, you're done. If your fucking heart takes a 5-minute break, bitch, you're done. So certain parts of our body never get a break. And parenthetically here, this is where we get the word breakfast. I used to wonder as a kid, why is breakfast called breakfast? And I don't even remember asking anybody or if everybody, I know I never got the answer to it until I started understanding intermittent fasting, right? This happened in the Jewish tradition too, in the scriptures. You go for a fast, right? Because even when you're sleeping for 8 hours, you're not drinking and you're not eating, you're fasting. And then when you wake up in the morning and you have something to eat or drink, you're breaking the fast. Thus the term breakfast. I remember when I was younger and I really realized that. I was like, damn, that's where it come from. Right? But you want to give your body 16 hours to fast so that it can regenerate itself. Because remember, your cells are always regenerating. You get new skin every 30 days, you get all new all new cells and stuff, like a whole new body every 7 years. Your body is trying its best to heal itself and keep you here for as long as possible. And it's only you and the things you do to your body that slow down and fuck up that process. So it would behoove you to assist the body in doing what the body knows how to do. As a matter of fact, to assist the body with the only thing the body knows how to do, which is heal itself. Right? And what did every doctor swear to uphold? The Hippocratic Oath. Well, Hippocrates is quoted as saying, "Let food be thy medicine." So Hippocrates has already shown these doctors the way. We know in our ancient African traditions, we already knew the way, but we're all ignoring the way. That's a classic film, by the way. If you ever get a chance, check out the movie The Way with my guy who plays Bartlett in The West Wing. So I want everyone to remember, research the shortening of the telomeres. Intermittently fast for 16 hours. Give your body that other portion, that last chunk of, that 1/3, 2/3 of the day fast. You got 1/3 of the day to eat, because your digestive tract never gets an opportunity to take a break. It's constantly moving. It's constantly breaking down food. As soon as it breaks down one meal, then you're shoveling another meal down your throat. And then when it's done working on that and getting that down to something you can deal with, and then excreting the rest, you shovel more down your throat. So we all need to stop shoveling as much food down our throat as we're doing. And I'm not saying don't eat, and I'm not saying don't have the proper amount of nutrients and calories in your diet. I'm just saying, let's stop overeating and let's come into a more balanced approach when it comes to our food and our digestion, because our body is using up too much energy and it's speeding up the breaking down of the telomeres. So if you want to extend your life, you don't want to look old, you don't want to get old, and you don't want to become fragile and docile and broken down, do everything you can to extend the life of your telomeres. And when you do that, you'll live longer, you'll look better, you'll feel better, you'll be better, literally, all the way down to the quantum level. Every atom in your body will thank you. And that's another thing before I go. Always think about your future self. Because I went into talking about the quantum level. There's a future you in the etheric quantum realm. That future you is counting on present you to make good decisions that will lead to a better future you. Remember that.